Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate. My name is Jessica.
My name is Darwin.
Welcome to episode 67.
Hey, you lit.
Today we're going to be talking about tattoos.
Tat it up, bro.
Tattoos. So,
Jessica told me I got to get them all removed if I want this relationship to move forward.
Absolutely not. My boo-boo cakes over here. My boo-boo cakes. He has tattoos, but I don't. I don't even have one, and I don't think I'll ever get tattoos. And there's many reasons for that.
You should get the one that I sent you the other day. That it was the girl that she had like the dude's face tattooed on her face.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
I sent
not.
you that, right?
Yeah.
You should do that. I mean, like
he said you should do this if you really love me. I'm like, whoa.
Like I'll take the best portrait of myself
Listen.
I've ever taken.
I love you. I love you.
Prove it.
No, I don't need to do that to prove that.
You do.
That's ridiculous. Number one,
Try, guys.
I don't think tattoos go with my style on the long term. There are days where I do feel really gangster.
So are you saying that people that have tattoos are gangster?
No. There are days where my style is more like, laid back, like baggy pants. Like I'm really into that sometimes. Like the sporty glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's days where I'm in that mood.
Yeah.
But I'm not like that every day. You understand that there's days where I want to dress up and I just feel like tattoos don't go with my overall style. That's number one. But number two, most importantly, why I've never gotten tattoos is because I know myself and I know I'm going to get tired of anything that I get tatted on my arm, on my leg, anywhere. Eventually, I know eventually I'm not going to want it on my body.
That's probably what, like, most people probably look at me and be like, yo, when is he going to finish his arm? And that's kind of like what happened to me. Like, I got this tattoo super early on. And
How old are you?
I think like 16 maybe.
Look at that. Teenager.
And
that's ridiculous.
Like, travel was in style. And I was like, oh, that's cool, dope, whatever. And then I never finished it. One, because I realized that tattoo artist was not good.
Can you give them a little peek of what it looks like?
Shit is like mad. So yeah. So that's why I didn't finish it, because I was like, I know what I'm doing now though, which, yeah, I know what I'm doing now to cover it up. I just don't feel like spending money on that. So you guys have to view an unfinished tattoo until I decide to do it.
You've never thought of just lasering them off?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get a full sleeve. Just gonna love me still, because
Unbelievable.
tattoos don't define me, right?
You still want to get a sleeve? I don't understand that. Personally, I'll say this.
When we first met, I think I already had my back done. Mm-hmm. And you had, I think, a pageant in Albany, I think it was. That it was in with your parents
Miss
and all
New York,
that.
USA. Mm-hmm.
And we were staying at a hotel, and the hotel had a pool, and your parents was gonna be there.
And you were a little concerned about what
like,
they were gonna think about you.
I got my whole back done, and I'm about to meet her parents.
Well, my mom.
Your parents are not about that life at all.
Absolutely not. My mom is definitely not pro tattoos.
Did she ever mention to you, like?
Yeah, she always thought it was like a big deal that you had such a huge tattoo in your back.
Like, what was the first thing she said?
I can't really remember, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't like she told me, "Oh my God, you can't be with him because he has a tattoo." But it was kind of like.
And the rest of your family was there too. So I know I was judged.
It was kind of like a concern, I guess, from my mom. Like, who is this guy? Like, why does he have such a huge tattoo on his back? His whole back is tatted. But obviously, that's something that if you have that thought, or you were brought up to think that tattoos is something that makes you, I don't know, bad, or from the streets, you're going to have that thought at first glance, like we're human.
Yeah.
But my mom is not the type of person to just completely just judge a person by that and not even give you the chance to show you who you really are. So it wasn't like she said, you can't be with him because he has tattoos. It was more like, I'm watching you.
Yeah. Sorry.
And so, again, like, I have nothing against tattoos. Obviously, if I would have had something completely against tattoos, I would have never dated him because he already had his tattoo. But
it's just not for you.
It's just not for me. And I also understand, I mean, the world is evolving, and I feel like now it's a lot more acceptable, especially in the workplace,
Yeah.
to have tattoos. But I feel like back then when I was a teenager, I really thought about the repercussions that it was going to have for me to have like a tattoo and how it was going to affect my appearance in a professional setting. So when I was a teenager, I was thinking about going to college and, you know, having a career. At that point, I didn't know in what. So
but you wanted to be in the.
But
like
but the fact that I didn't even know where I was gonna go, what career path I was gonna choose, made me feel like I don't think it's a right choice for me to get a tattoo. On top of the fact that I already knew I was gonna get tired of whatever I got on my body. I just don't like the permanent fact of it. I don't like that commitment on my body.
I can see you getting like a little heart or something like on your ankle. Or
There's many tattoos that at some point or another have crossed my mind. I mean, when I was younger, I even thought about certain piercings that now I'm like, girl, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
But I mean, even now, like there's the piercing on the nose. I kind of like it if it's very small. But again, I wouldn't do it. Like at this point in my life, 33 years old, I wouldn't get extra piercings and I wouldn't get tattoos.
I always told you no too. So the nose piercing, remember?
You told me no? Really?
Yeah, I was like, I don't feel like that you need it. But you always wanted the nose ring for
And
something.
to be completely honest, I'll share something with you guys. I actually got it behind my mom's back. Terrible idea. And guess what happened? I got it, and literally 2 or 3 days later, I was like trying to clean it out, and it fell off while I was trying to do that, and it immediately closed.
Yeah. Didn't you have your belly button pierced too?
No.
Or
I
you
thought
wanted
about
to,
that
you
one.
wanted to.
And after that, I kind of took it as a sign from God. And I was
bar.
like, God
You
doesn't
wanted the
want me
bar.
to have a piercing on my nose. My mom was like, this girl is going crazy.
You wanted the bar though?
No, I definitely didn't want that. No.
Or the hoop. I feel like you wanted more holes on your ear.
Well,
Like it was an era
I
that
have two.
it was an era that I feel like it was in style, and you was like, I want to go get. I think you got the second one when we was together.
Yeah, yeah.
like.
I have two. I don't regret this. You know, that's not a big deal for me. But I wouldn't get a belly piercing. At this point, I don't even like to have my belly out.
Yeah.
And there's no reason. Like, there's nothing wrong with my belly, but I just don't like that style.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 33. I don't like it. You just evolve. And so that's my point with those things. When you're a teenager, I saw this video recently of someone, I think she might be as old as I am. I think she might be as old as I am or maybe a little younger. But she was talking about how she should have listened to her mom in terms of tattoos. Because she got her tattoos when she was a teenager and she absolutely hates them today. And both of her tattoos are in her arms. I always felt like the arm tattoo, like these big arm tattoos, like on the arm for a woman, I never really liked how they looked. There are certain women who I see, you know, who look really badass with their tattoos, and it really goes with their style. And no judgment, like it goes with them, it goes with their style. But there's some women who got some tattoos, very manly looking tattoos on their arms that I would always think about, oh my God, when she gets older, that's going to look hideous.
Yeah. Especially if it doesn't go with your style. Usually
and that's my personal opinion.
Usually the females that are like kind of tatted up kind of have that, I don't know how to call that style, but like that lifestyle look.
Yeah, right. Like that.
Punk rock. Not even punk rock.
Like that street style?
Not really, because there's females that I've seen, like models that look very good, like tatted up. And it doesn't make them look like...
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But I just don't know how to call that style.
I know what you're saying. It's kind of like I don't know how to call it. There's some women who are kind of feminine in a badass way.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is, that they're still very feminine. So the tattoos is different, like when you're like not feminine and then are also tatted up.
Right.
But
But these women most of the time their makeup is like on point, their hair is really nice, and it kind of goes with their style. But sometimes, like this girl I was listening to, she was just talking about like, damn, I should have listened to my mom. She had this really big triangle inside of triangle inside of triangles right here on her arm. And then she had the number 28 in Roman numerals here. But it wasn't little. Like, you know how some women now, they get like the tattoos that look really cute, you know, and they're like little, really subtle. Hers is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. She goes, I look like I went to jail and this was my number.
Inmate number 28.
She goes, I absolutely hate it now because when I wear dresses, I can't stand when it shows. It takes away her femininity. It doesn't look so feminine on her. And she hates it because they're so big.
Yeah.
And she goes, I should have listened to my mom. I did this, and guess where I found it? She found it on this app.
Pinterest.
I think it was Pinterest. Tumblr.
Oh,
She found it on Tumblr, and she was like, I'm going to get that tatted on my arm. And she goes, I went and I got it done literally like in days. It was an impulse act. Like, it was impulsive. And she goes, I absolutely hate it now. Now I'm going to have to pay for them to remove it. It's going to hurt. And she goes, I should have just listened. Don't get permanent tattoos when you're a teenager.
No.
And I completely agree with her. If you're gonna, if you're a teenager and you for some reason are fascinated with tattoos, just wait a little bit. Wait until you're at least 19, 20. That's even a little young, in my opinion.
That's definitely young.
But wait a little.
What would you do if your kids come home, or what would you do if your kids ask you that they want a tattoo?
If my child is a teenager, I'm gonna be
Let's
like
say
my
16.
mom. I'm not. No, it's a no for me. If they get it, it's because they get it against my will. But I'm not gonna agree to that.
So what will happen if they get it?
I don't know. I have to think about that. But I don't think no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Because, you know, I did some things that I shouldn't have done against my mom's will. And, you know,
We would just advise them.
I would advise them not to. And I would be very upset if they did, you know, because I'm going to try to be a very open parent and a very, you know, easy to talk to parent.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I had that as much. You know, there weren't certain conversations that I really couldn't have easily with my mom where I could like get her to like see my point of view. It was that relationship wasn't happening in my house. And, you know, not trying to blame my mom. She did the best that she could, and I appreciate my mom with everything. But, you know, I'm trying to be that parent who is a little bit more understanding, where my kids can come to me and we can have a decent conversation and I can kind of, you know, understand where they're coming from. But I will also be very clear that I'm much older than they are, and I just have more life experience. And, you know, when we're young, we need to stop pretending like we know everything about life. It's okay to listen to older folks. Yeah. Older folks have lived longer than we have. And, you know, we need to stop pretending that we know more than they do.
I think if they was to be like at 16, how I want to be like, wait till you're 18. And if at 18 you still really want it, I will go with you and get it. And then when he turns 18 or she, at 18, I'll be like, wait until you're 21 and I will go with you and I will pay for it if you still want that same design. Now, if you've changed design from 16 to 18 or 21, that means you have to sit down and be like, damn, do I really want this at 21?
Exactly.
Like if it's the same design and you're like at that you wanted at 16 and you want it at 21, then I'm like, damn, they really like the design. But if at 21 or 18, you already like, maybe I changed the face that I was going to get. I'd be like.
That's the point. That's exactly the point why you shouldn't get tattoos so early on, because your mind
I could talk,
changes.
Because I could just be like, yo, I did the same thing. Mm-hmm. So.
You know, there's also a lot of things that come with having tattoos. Mm-hmm. I always think, you know, I know that the world is changing and maybe, you know, we shouldn't judge people by a tattoo. Like, I completely think it's wrong. I would never look at someone and just say, oh, no, they have so many tattoos, and just go by that. Like, just go by how many tattoos they have and say, you know, they're not worth of me talking to them, or, you know, maybe they're not a good person. I think that's completely wrong. But you have to understand that there are people who will.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There are people who will, and depending on what you want to do with your life, maybe you should wait a little bit also to know, you know, where you stand, because you don't want something as simple as that tattoo to block or close any doors for you.
Especially when you're young, like you don't have any like experience doing nothing. So it's like, it's very easily, let's just say you want to have like a corporate job. It's very easy for them to say no to you and like find somebody else because you don't have experience.
And they're not going to tell you that it's because of your tattoo. They're like, going to find something else to say that was the reason for them not to hire you. Even though, if I'm completely honest, maybe you don't want to work for a company like that. But again, you don't know what situations your life is going to put you in, and you might really need a job, and you don't want something like a tattoo closing doors for you.
Especially when you're young, is what I'm saying. Because like let's say for like at my age, it's like, bro.
there's things to consider, you know. Just don't rush into it. Don't rush into it. Don't be the young teenager to want a tattoo so badly and get something that you in 2-3 years will regret, or maybe later down the line will regret. That's something too that, babe, I think about when I get older. Like, I know for some people, I guess this is a very personal choice, but I know for some people they might say, who cares? Like, I'm here now. I'm living for today. I'm not living for tomorrow. And when I'm older, I'm just going to look at my tattoos and feel like, oh, yeah, that's when I was young, you know. And a lot of people have, like, meanings for their tattoos. Like, I get it. If that's you, you do you. But for me, I don't want to be older and have tattoos. I don't.
Which is fine. Both are fine.
It's like for me, I know that I want to grow old with grace. Like, I want to
be magical.
Be what?
Magical.
No, I just want to grow old gracefully. And I don't think, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's cute to grow old with tattoos. I wouldn't like it.
So you now think I'm cute? Damn, she thinking about it.
Un viejito con tatuaje, eso, no sé, a mí no me gusta, ¿no?
Better get rid of me now.
But, you know, it's different because what? Like, we're going to be old and wrinkly. It's not like we're going to be the most good-looking people when you're older. I mean, not that you can't be good-looking when you're older. But what am I trying to say? I love you. Like, I'm not going to get rid of you because you have tattoos. Like, that's bananas. But I have a choice today. I'm young and I have a choice if I want to grow old with ink on my skin.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
Makes sense.
So,
and if you add ink, it'll be very delicate ink. Like, it wouldn't be like...
It would be maybe something really little.
You should get like the Dominican flag with some plátanos.
What?
Like a mofonguito.
Absolutely not. And who knows? You know, like, I'm only 33. Who knows if my mind changes when I'm, you know, in my 40s and I go through an existential crisis. God forbid, you know, that never happens to me. But
we should get the letters. Like, I'll get a J on my wedding ring and you get like a D under your ring.
You know, I could do something like that.
What's up?
But
let's vlog it.
No, but I don't want to do that. For what?
Under your ring.
I have a ring to show.
Exactly.
And I always have a ring. What's the point of that?
If you take it off one day, or if you leave me and then you go marry somebody else, you'll be like, these nuts.
Stop it. No, I just don't see why. I don't see the necessity to do that. Just give me a nicer ring. You could do that. You could upgrade my ring. We could do that. But I don't know. I don't have the desire to have tattoos. And again, that's a very personal choice. I also have a kind of a religious attachment to it as well. I kind of feel like my body is God's temple. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to put ink on it. Like, there's something in me that tells me don't do it. There's something in me that just doesn't drive me to do that. And so I just listen to
That's cool.
my instincts.
There's something in me that says, finish your arm. ASAP.
Bueno.
But yeah, that's it for this episode of Elevate. gonna get elevated, tatted. Definitely not.
Yeah, please. The podcast name might change and everything, and then you're over here with elevate. I mean, that's not a bad thing to have tatted up. Elevate will mean elevate no matter what. But no, you don't need all of that, baby.
I don't need it. I want it.
I guess. Okay.
I want to push how much you love me.
Please.
Get a face tattoo.
Anyways, that's it for today's podcast, you guys. Thank you so much for watching or listening. If you're here on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you've gotten to the end of the video and you enjoyed this. Hit the like if you enjoyed the video as well. Comment down below. Don't forget to hit the bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. If you're on any of our audio platforms, don't forget to leave us your reviews. It's really help us out. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Until next time.
Peace.